It's been a pretty mild winter so far, but colder weather could be coming, of course. And in today's Pet Advice, Dr. Travis Gratton shares tips for keeping your pets safe this winter. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's just start with how cold is too cold for our pets to be outside?
Well, certainly it varies a lot, kind of animal situations, what their shelter is outside. Those who are acclimated to cold weather obviously do better as we get into lower temperatures. My usual cutoffs are when we're down below freezing, because then water gets frozen. We tend to have more snow, ice. It just gets harder to get warm. That's where we really need to start paying attention to what these outdoor animals are up against. And when we get down into the teens and certainly into the single digits, and when it gets just bitter cold, they really need more help on those days and nights.
And I think sometimes, we have pets that are outside and we think, well, they're used to being outside and they're animals, so they can acclimate to it, but that's not always the case.
Yeah, and especially when we have a fairly warm winter and then all of a sudden we get a cold snap. Nobody gets acclimated to that, and certainly the wind, the rain, the days when we go, oh, it's really nasty outside, your pets are probably suffering a little bit outside too.
Well, what are some of the risks that our pets could be facing if they're outside in some of the winter weather?
Well, some of the certainly more common ones that we don't tend to see as much because we don't have as many people who work on cars, but antifreeze is a huge one. We definitely want to make sure, because it is, although there are pet-safe antifreezes on the market, they're not the majority, but leaks from cars, extremely toxic to cats particularly. We really got to watch feet for damage or injury from some of the ice, melt, salt compounds. And then always, especially when it's really cold, remember cats often get up under car hoods, and so we should make some noise. We should maybe bang on the hood when we come out, try to get them to get out before we start the engine on those cold mornings.
I had my own experience with that growing up. We had a cat, a pet cat, who got up under the hood, and she ended up losing her tail because of it. Thankfully, she survived, but definitely something that you do want to be aware of, because it does happen.
Oh, yeah, very frequently. We see them off and on throughout the years. So.
Well, what are some of the other concerns related to pets in the winter?
Well, certainly for our house pets, going in and out, we got to be really careful with the ice, the snow. They slip, they slide. We see a lot more cases of sprains, strains, ligament injuries. We see a lot more animals who need chiropractic care during these winter months just because of the weather conditions. The older animals, particularly any who are otherwise have other health problems, we really have to think about what their ability to cope with these severe cold and nasty conditions is.
Well, Dr. Gratton, thank you for being here and sharing these important tips, as we are probably going to have some more winter weather coming our way at some point this winter. It's been pretty mild, but at some point. And if you'd like more information about University Veterinary Care Center, head over to University